Hey guys, Gradius here, and this is a video for solving equations with the variable on both sides of the equal sign. So this is the last type of equation that we're going to try to solve this school year. Okay, and oops, I already noticed the spelling error. I'm just going to fix it in the middle instead of starting this whole thing over, though, to show you guys that can make mistakes. Okay, so here we go. Solving equations with the variable on both sides of the equal sign. So here are the steps. The first thing we always want to do, you guys, when solving equations, almost all the time, is we want to get rid of the parentheses if they're already. Okay, so for this particular equation right here, I'm going to look to see, are there any parentheses that I can use the distributive property just to get rid of? And there's not, and so I don't have to really worry about that right now, so I can kind of forget about step one. Step two is I want to get the terms with the variable on the same side. Okay, and then I can solve from there. So here's how we do that. If we notice this equation, I have 4x plus 6 equals 2x plus 18. So I have an x on the left side of my equal sign, and I have an x on the right side of my equal sign. So it's pretty hard for me just to solve for x when it's in two different locations and is on opposite sides of the equal sign. Well, what we can do is we can move either the 4x to the right side of the equal sign, or we can move the 2x to the left side of the equal sign. But when we move something from one side to the other, we have to do the opposite. We have to cancel it out. So if I wanted to move 2x over to the left side, which is what I think I'm going to do, either way, it doesn't matter which way I go. Okay, but if I want to move 2x to the left side, I have a positive 2x here. So normally when we want to get x by itself, I would divide by 2 because this is multiplication. But because I want to move this entire term, in order just to move all of positive 2x, I can subtract 2x. That is going to cancel out. 2x minus 2x is 0. That's why I did it. Okay, it's gone. It's not on this side. But just like when we're solving equations, whatever we do on one side of the equal sign, we have to do on the other side. So I can also subtract 2x on the left side. 4x minus 2x, they're like terms, that's why I was able to do this, is 2x. I still haven't touched this positive 6. This wasn't able to be combined with negative 2x because they're not like terms. My equal sign's still here, and this 18 is still here because we haven't changed that. It is a positive 18 because nothing is in front of it anymore. I don't really need to write the plus sign. Now, if you notice, we have a normal two-step equation, which we should all know how to do at this point. Subtract 6 from both sides. Goes away. I still have my 2x. That hasn't gone away. This equal sign hasn't gone away. 18 minus 6 is 12. I'm going to rewrite this over here. Now I've got 2x equals 12. So 2 times x equals 12, so I divide by 2 on both sides, and I get x equals 6. Okay, x equals 6. And I'm all done. Okay, and I could plug this in back into my original equation and see if it works, see if both sides are equal to each other. So if I have 4 times 6 plus 6, is that equal to 2 times 6 plus 18? Well, 4 times 6 is 24, plus 6, that's 30. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 18, that's 30. It works. That is the solution to my equation. Okay, let's look at another one. Again, very, very similar. So I have 3 minus 3x equals 7 minus 5x. So what I want to do is I need to, one, check to see if I have any parentheses to get rid of, and I don't. So now what I need to do is I need to make a decision, and I need to move either the negative 5x over to the left side or the negative 3x over to the right side. And I think, again, I'm going to move the negative 5x over to the left side. Again, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if I have I want to move all of negative 5x. So I want to cancel it out on this side. I want to cancel out the x as well. So to get rid of negative 5x, I'm going to do the opposite and add 5x. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So now, negative 5x plus 5x cancels each other out. So 7 is still here. That hasn't gone away. This 3 also has not gone away. It's still there. Negative 3x plus 5x is positive 2x. And now I've got another simple two-step equation. I can subtract 3 because this is a positive 3 and I want to get rid of it so I can get my variable by itself. And I subtract 3 from both sides. That goes away. I have 2x still. That hasn't gone anywhere. Is equal to 7 minus 3 is 4. Undo my multiplication by division, and I get x equals 2. And I'm done. One more example, and then we'll be all done. So now this one looks a little bit more complicated. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get rid of those parentheses first. And so by doing that, I am going to do in order to do that, I am going to use the distributive property. So I'm going to do negative 2 times 3x, negative 2 times negative 1. So that's going to give me negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. This simplified to this. Okay, this equal sign and everything to the right is still there. We haven't touched that yet. We haven't done anything with that yet. So that's still here. Now I've got a variable on two different sides. I want to move them over to the same side, okay, so that I have all my x's on one side, and then I can solve from there. So I can either move my negative 6x over to the right, and I can move my 3x to the left. I am going to move my negative 6x over to this side. The reason why is just I'm kind of going a little bit ahead of myself here mentally, and I'm asking myself, if I move over negative 6x, I'm probably going to have to add it, right, because the opposite of negative 6 is positive. Well, if I add a number over here, it's going to give me a positive number. And I like positive numbers. Positive numbers to me are good. Had I subtracted 3x from this side, I'm subtracting, and I have a negative I'm subtracting, that's going to leave me with a negative number. And I just rather have a positive number in front of my variable than a negative. So because of that, I'm choosing to add 6x, because negative 6x plus 6x is 0. And I'm going to add 6x to both sides. I still have this 2. It's equal to 9x plus 17. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve by this two-step equation. So I want to get my variable by itself. So I need to get rid of this positive 17 by subtracting 17 from both sides. These cancel. I'm left with 9x is equal to negative 15. And I can divide by 9. And x is equal to negative 15 over 9. That is an improper fraction. I'm okay with that, but I do want us to reduce that fraction. And so I can reduce that fraction by dividing both of these by 3 to get x equals negative 5/3. And I'm all done. Okay, so quick review. That was the last example. Is the biggest thing, you guys, is first, if there are any parentheses, get rid of them. So that's what we did in this first problem. We used the distributive property, got rid of it. And then step 2 is we get the terms of the variable on the same side. So when I have the variable on both sides of the equal sign, I need to move the entire term just by addition and subtraction by doing the opposite. So if it's positive, I'm going to subtract it. If it's negative, I'm going to add it. And then we solve just a normal simple equation. Okay, so hope this video helped. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.